Resistance 3 Superhuman Difficulty Walkthrough. This is Chapter 5, Wrightsburg. I cut out a very large section at the beginning of this chapter. There's two journals on this thing. One is at the front of the boat, and then one is at the back of the boat. It's virtually impossible to miss the two journals.
Did you hear that?
The beginning part of this chapter, you get the shotgun, and you kind of test it out, firing at these blast routes that are all over the place in every chapter, and then using the secondary fire, which is like a kind of like a grenade launcher or something along that nature. And then eventually, as you move forward, you encounter these Grims or Grim Reaper. I forget what their full names, but Malkov just calls them Grims. The other thing is, because this thing is on this boat, this entire chapter, you have unlimited ammo and you have unlimited health. The ammo is that box right there, and then health is in the cabin right below. I think his name is Malkov. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right, but it's right there, and it's really just firing at these things and then running between the health and the ammo box just constantly. I ended up towards the end part of this chapter getting the trophy for getting 20 kills with environmental objects, and it's mainly from using those blast routes. Any Chimeran or these Grims that are near them and you shoot them, it instantly will kill them. The other thing you need to be cautious of is some of these Grims will throw like rocks at you. So if you're getting hit but you don't see any on the boat, it's because one on one of the buildings is just throwing like a rock at you or something. And close to leveling up that oh no, I actually got that trophy right there, because of that blast route that blew up with the hedgehog grenade that I threw. That's one thing that's kind of annoying with PlayStation 3 and their trophies, is that they don't immediately pop up. So sometimes, depending on what the trophy is, you're not sure if you got it, because it takes something like 5 seconds, I want to say, for the trophy to actually pop up. And these areas are annoying when the boat gets stuck on these pillars of ice that you need to shoot, especially for this one, just because I'm getting swarmed by those fucking Grims. So I'm trying to shoot the ice off at the same time dealing with them, and I'm reloading all at the same time. So that's annoying. But the good thing is that when you refill your ammo at that box, it automatically gives you the full ammo, so you don't need to like reload and then go to the box. It just automatically reloads the gun to the max amount. So, but after you deal with those Grims, you get this radio message playing about finding someone's kid or something like that. Blah blah blah, whatever.
Shock drones. Appears they're attacking a group of Leapers.
This
Those Leapers must be
is your
feral.
first introduction to the shock drones, and they are fucking annoying, especially for this area, because if they get close enough to the boat, they actually short out the engine, and you really can't get moving again until I think you destroy all of them. But a good tactic to use against these things is the magnum and the secondary fire. I ended up dying just because their laser beam, I wasn't paying attention to my health, and pretty much just what happened there, except one of them got me one more time and killed me. So be very aware of your health during this section with those drones and their laser beams. But the tactic of using the magnum and the secondary explosion wasn't working as well as it did on my first run through, so I just ended up switching to the shotgun, just dealing with them that way. But like some areas I use the magnum, but once they start getting close like they are now, it's just easier to switch to the shotgun. So let's kind of deal with that. After those shock drones, you get this whole section where you pass under a bridge, but this
The city of St. Louis should be close.
I
Stop there and look for supplies.
think it's called a Goliath, or I forget what the mechanical thing is that you encounter here. I probably, depending on when you're watching this section may or may not be sped up. I might do an edit on this thing. So you basically go under the bridge and this thing crushes the bridge on top of you, and it leaves just enough room where you can get through, but you deal with some shock drones, so kind of just deal with that. And I'm kind of gonna not talk for the rest of this thing, just so my audio hopefully matches up with this area. So just kind of enjoy this whole thing here.
The Goliath has seen us. It is turning around. I got it.
Okay, so hopefully this area I can get the edit through pretty well, because more than likely that whole section I just sped up. I probably should have done that before I did the voiceover, but oh well. So after that whole section, you encounter a bunch of long legs. Stay back here by the health, because surprisingly this area actually provides some decent cover against this whole section that I'm surprised it actually did. especially for that wall right there. Occasionally, one or two will drop onto the boat, so you don't have to deal with them. But once you do that, just get back to the health. Maybe go to the ammo box if you need it. But otherwise, I kind of go between using the Magnum and then eventually I go to the Marksman. The Magnum is good for the long legs that jump onto the boat. You can just shoot them and then just detonate the round. Unfortunately, then you get to this area where you have to shoot this ice off to get the boat through. But then at the same time, you got long legs like coming right at you. So, eventually, with the Marksman, I ended up on one or two of these buildings. I ended up throwing one of those portable turrets onto the building, just so it could kind of take care of some of these for me. It actually ended up working pretty well, but otherwise just kind of stay back here by the health. Eventually, once you clear out, or not clear out, but once you get past this whole area, you're gonna be in open water, and then it's just a matter of dealing with this whole thing where that giant, like two of those giant mechanical things pretty much come right at you and crush your boat. You get thrown into the water, and then you get your end chapter cutscene. And that does it for chapter 5.
More of them, straight ahead. The engine is overheating. This boat will not last much longer. They have us surrounded. Excellent. Open water. Our fortunes have turned.